Hello everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to my Beautiful Nights channel. For this video, I wanted to show you guys the necklace that I designed using materials from the Czech Beads exclusive monthly subscription box. This box is for October 2025. The theme is Enchanted Forest. I am filming this October 16th, so you can still get this box all the way up to the 31st of this month, so the last day of the month. Okay? So I will link this box down there below in the description bar. Go get it, come back to this video, and you can copy my necklace, and plus you have all these extra materials you could do whatever you want with, alright? So again, I will link this box in the description bar. Now, this necklace, I felt so inspired from the other sister box to the Czech Beads exclusive box, the BohemStyle box. So I don't usually show the BohemStyle completed projects in video. I usually show them in picture form, but here is the necklace. It's hard to show it. It's a very long, beautiful necklace. It is very autumn, fall inspired, and it is so pretty. I'm not a yellow person and an orange person, but I love this necklace. The beads are so high quality. There's Picasso travertine beads in here. Just how it's made, the pattern, I'm very inspired by it because I'm very challenged, I feel, with orange and yellow beads, but when I use them in ways like I did with this, it's very inspirational for me. So this helped me a lot, okay? Now this is the necklace, and I'll lay it out at the end of the video and show it to you better. And this is the bracelet that came with it. So it's super cute, as you can see. And by the way, you can still go get the BohemStyle box. Okay, I will link both of them down there below in the description bar. If you don't see the BohemStyle box, let me know, because I forgot to put it in the description, but I will do it for you, okay? So yeah, I was really inspired by the BohemStyle box. So let's go over my design. I've actually changed this a lot. I had a lot more beads in it. At one point I had these spider beads in it, but I felt that they were too big. They're really thick. They're beautiful beads, but they kind of felt too big for what I had going on because there's a lot of small beads in here. So I ended up eliminating those. And I also had these in the design. And I was stuck on these for a long time. I did not want to remove them, but I ended up realizing that they were the problem of why it kind of looked weird. So I removed this. It's like a hurricane glass, and it made a huge difference. I also had more beads at the back of the necklace right here that made it longer, and I realized that that was also making it look kind of strange. So what I'm saying is, I will mess with a design for hours or even days until I am very happy with it. Then I complete it. I'm not just gonna say, oh, that's good enough, I think I'll finish it. No, I want to be really happy with the design. I want to love the design, because in the past I would complete a project and not be happy, and I would end up cutting it up and reusing the beads for something else. And I completely gave up on that design. Get what I'm saying? So doing it this way, taking my time, really thinking it out, or sitting with it and just looking at it, when I become happy with it, there's no cutting it up. I ended up keeping it. So let's go over all the beads, okay? Why I didn't use these. So I was actually totally going to use these, but when I started putting the other beads together, I realized I didn't need them at all. The only thing I used from my stash is bead stringing wire, a crimp tube, and a jump ring. Basic stuff. I've always put this rule on myself to use basic necessities from my stash so you guys can use or make the same exact design that I'm making. Alright, so I didn't end up needing those because I had enough length. I did not use the daggers. I almost used these, but ended up not doing it because they're kind of too big. These here, although they're kind of scary looking, I feel like they had nothing to do with Halloween, the Trilobites, so I ended up leaving them out. There's these here. These are 3mm Lucerna bicones. And I also had the English cut beads, which are the same color right here. So I ended up using these. So I'm like, why use these if I'm using those? Because they look so close. I didn't use these at all because I used the black melons, which I love. So I'm like, I'll just use those. You know what I'm saying? Kind of the same thing with this and the other bead. Now, I actually wanted to use these. They're beautiful. This is a pink, it's like opal pink travertine. teardrop melon with gold wash. It kind of matches these here, which are some of my favorite beads in this necklace, but it ended up not being able to use them. I couldn't figure out how to put them into the design, so I didn't use them. I didn't use this cord because none of the beads fit on this cord. But that being said, they don't have to fit on this cord. I could have made a wrap bracelet where I fold this in half, tie an overhand knot in the center, put a button on, tie overhand knot, put the cords together on a loom, and weave a bracelet up going, you know, stitching back and forth. And I could have had a bracelet, but I didn't think about that until now. So that's why I didn't do that. And then there was this cat, which I totally adore. It is iris blue with a copper wash, and he is just beautiful. Look at how cute he is. But I felt like it didn't match this necklace at all, so I didn't use them. I had these in the necklace, and these beads, because I had them in here, I was really stuck on the necklace. I wasn't happy with it, and I ended up realizing it was these beads. They're too weird. So they actually look like, I don't know if you could tell, they look like cherry quartz, but they're Czech 6mm Czechoslovakian beads, right? But in the necklace, it was almost like they were a neon color, and it was just kind of strange because these are all warm fall colors. It felt like these should be for fall, a summer project, so I took them out. I didn't use these owls because I used the beige copper wash owls. This is an oddball, and so they're here and here, so I couldn't use that. Actually, I kind of wanted to use this at the back of the necklace. This is the part that bothers me about the necklace. Here, we'll go over that. But sometimes I'd like to have a center bead back here, you get what I'm saying? And I kind of felt that, but I don't know, it looks like a tire in the back of the necklace. I didn't do it. That's an oddball owl, so I had 7 of them. These are leftovers. These are English cuts. This is an oddball. And I gotta tell you, I have a thing with no beads left behind. I try not to leave beads behind. And what I mean about that, I'm not saying that I'm trying to use all of the beads in the box. I just like to use like a whole pack of beads if I can. So there was 3 of these, and I really wish that there was 4 because I would have used all of them. But this one here, I could not find a placement for it. I guess one thing I could have done is put it onto a eye pin and put it above the owl and extend this, but that might look weird because this is here. Maybe if this was up, that would totally work. But it would be too close to these if I did that. Another idea is I could have put this on a head pin and put it at the very back of the necklace as a little charm. But yeah, I try to use up all of the beads in a pack. Now, I didn't use this bead. Why? Because there's no hole in it. Yeah. And the bead's not actually clogged. There is just actual glass in the hole. There is never a hole in it. What's that? Okay. Already saw that. Okay, let's go over the necklace. So I was very inspired by the BohemStyle necklace. So real quick, I'll just show you this. And I'm going to lay out the BohemStyle necklace because it is just perfection. Go get this project. It was really easy to do. It took some time to string it up, of course. And you have to put beads onto ball head pins, so that takes some time. But oh my gosh, it's so cute. So look at this, how it's designed. There has been, I think, a couple of necklaces. This might be the second one where they've made a long necklace like this, okay, and up some ways up the necklace they string on a chain and then put bead dangles on it. How cool is this design? It is really cool. So do you see that? So I wire wrapped these. Actually, in the video these weren't wire wrapped, but I ended up doing it just because I prefer it. And this chain is just strung on here. It's a long necklace. There's an extender on here, which is not necessary, but if you want you could wear it longer. But yeah, I love the beads in this. It is just so beautiful. The pendant, how it's all set up, it's just a really nice design. This here, I thought this was cool. This is a large bead. I think it's like 10 millimeters, but it has large holes, and the 4 millimeter druks nestle into the holes on the ends. So it just looks really cool. And there's actually, the bead trimming wire is just looped over this. There's no lark's head knot. It might look like there is, but there's not. And you just put both ends evenly up through these beads here, and then you separate them, and you put the beads on. But it was a really cool design, and here is the bracelet. Alright, so this here is very inspirational for me for this necklace that I did here. Now, I don't have any green in this, but I do have the oranges, reds, the brownish, coppery thing going on, okay? So, in this box, one of my favorite items, again, this is the Czech Beads exclusive box for October 2025. I will link it in the description. Go get it and make this necklace. One of my favorite things in the box was this owl charm. He is just precious, as you can see. He's double-sided, so it doesn't matter which way you put the necklace on. He's really cute. So, what I usually do is I put the bigger beads down first on my wooden design board. And I'll show you my board real quick. I can't show you the whole thing, but this is my board, okay? It's a wooden jewelry design board. So I'll put the biggest beads down first. So that would be, you know, these here, okay, the 8 millimeter beads, and the last beads I put in are the tiniest beads. So those are the 3 millimeters, the 2 millimeters, seed beads if I'm using them. Alright? So I changed this a lot. Now, let's go to, I guess I would say, down here. So down here at the very back. This is the very back of the necklace. This is the only part I don't like. I felt like I should have had something there, but I didn't have anything, and so I had to just deal with it. So this pattern right here. If you look, this pattern is down here. Same pattern. Okay? I gotta make sure you can see all of this. So it is the silver rondelle. This is an orange bead. This is a black melon. Silver rondelle. This is an orange like travertine bead. Silver rondelle, black melon. This bead's red. This one's silver. Now this orange bead and this red bead, I tried to do like orange here, okay, like red here. It wasn't working. I had to separate them, but I think it looks really cool. I don't usually do this. So if you look on both sides, this is orange and this is red, and they have gold wash in them. So they have like a similarness to them, but then they're different, but they look great together. So I was really able to use them like this in the design. So down here, orange, red. Okay, and then if you also see, I have it here, so orange, red, okay, orange, red, orange, red, and then I brought them down here, orange, red, same on both sides. Okay, so this is one pattern. And then I have the 3 millimeter travertine, English cut, the owl, English cut, and the 3 millimeter travertine. The silver rondelle, the 8 millimeter Picasso silver rondelle, the 3 millimeter travertine. Okay? So this here, gosh, how am I going to explain this? It's kind of weird. This here is also down here. And then when you look in between, it goes to the owl, and then the melon, and then this area here. Okay, so after the melon, silver, rondelle, 3 millimeter travertine, orange, 6 millimeter gold wash bead, silver, rondelle. These are 8 millimeter. They're copper coated beige Czech beads. This is silver rondelle, red bead, the travertine, okay, and this here again, it repeats. So again, there's this pattern. This is the same. It goes to the owl with the 2 English cuts on the sides and the 3mm travertines on the sides of the English cuts. See that? Okay. And then it goes to the 3mm travertine, the silver rondelle, the melon bead, and then there's this here. So this and this is the same. The owl, the melon, and then there's this. So this section here and this section down here I knew had to be different. So it's just an area where it's different, but it still looks good. So the owl is beige with copper, and so are these beads. So this works because of the owls. Do you see that? Now I actually had these two swapped, and I realized it looked ridiculous. And so I swapped them, and now it just pulls together so much better, because now you can see there's a break here. With the melon here, this gives the eye a break, and you can see that these and these beads are actually the same colors, they're just different shapes. Okay? So then looking down here, again, this area and this area is the same. Okay? After this is an owl. So if you look here, after this is an owl. And then it's the melon. Okay? So then I copied it. I put the melon down here. See this? And then it gets to the section where it's different. And I could not make a repeated pattern. I could not do 4 sections that were the same. I didn't have the right beads to do it. So I'm like, well, I'll just have 2 different areas. So this is my 2 different areas that I had to do differently. So again, looking here at the pattern, it starts with this. Okay? So then I did this here. And then it goes to an owl, and then the melon. Okay? This is this section here differently, which is now here. And then, after the section I had to do differently, there is a Picasso melon. So I got to here and I'm like, crap, I don't have any more Picasso melons. But I do have Picasso teardrop gold wash beads. So in place of them, I did this bead, which I thought was totally fine because it's at the bottom of the necklace. Down here. So it looks really good. Okay? And then after this, I realized I needed to do another of this orange gold wash bead. The 6mm bead. This bead here. Okay? And then I'm like, well, I can't really repeat this. I have the same beads that are in this pattern, but I don't have any more silver rondelles. And then I realized, well, I don't have to have any more silver rondelles because the owl is silver. And if I did have the silver rondelles in this, it would be even longer here. Too long. It would look weird. So actually, I can kind of pull this together down here. It's going to look a little bit different, but it'll still work. So I did the red, the black, melon, okay? And I had these 2 red left over, and it looked really weird with the black bead, and then this bead, and then the black bead. And so I just put the red, down here, okay? And it totally pulled it together. I really like how that looks, and so I went with it. Okay, so I hope this makes sense to you. Yeah. Okay, so again, the only thing I would have changed is back here. I feel like I'm missing something back here. This could have been a little bit longer. I didn't have enough beads. I kind of wish I had a centered charm dangle or just like a center bead. Actually, what I needed for back here would be this. Yeah, this right here. A silver rondelle, a 8mm Picasso bead. That's what I need back here, but I just did not have it, so it didn't work out. But it is the back of the necklace, and nobody's going to see it. Okay, so let's, so I didn't do a clasp, and it's so long, it's like, why have a clasp? It's like putting a button on a pair of spandex pants. It doesn't make any sense. So what I did is I took my 2 ends, and I put them through a crimp down here. And one time I did a necklace like this, I fed the tail through like 2 inches So it was like through this many beads, 2 inches on both sides. And then when I put the necklace on, it looked like this instead of like this. Right? Does that make sense to you? I'm like, it sure does look stiff at the bottom, so all I did is I just bent it like that to make it hang right. But I realized that I only really need to go through like 2 or 3 beads. So I actually fed the tail through the 8mm and the 6 on both sides, and I cut the tail here. I put the, it's like a soft flake shrimp, a gold, what's it called? Gold filled one, right here. Okay, so I crisscrossed my ends through here, fed 2 wires out the red beads on each side, and I pulled my tails, and then I'm like, well, I have to make a little space. So you want like 1/8 of an inch really for this, so I'm gonna zoom in. So what I did is I pulled the tails tight, and then I pulled these apart. Okay, and I got just the slack that I needed. So this is the slack that you're seeing when I pull this apart. This is what I have. Now do you see how the jump ring slides over to the side? And then I have enough space here to crimp this crimp. So it's a crimp tube, and I just flattened it with chain nose pliers. Okay, so I didn't open this up and put it onto the finished necklace. I just strung it along because I realized, well, I have to make a gap here. So I flattened it. Okay, and then after you flatten it, you cut your wires. All of these beads are going to fall down, so you just hold this up and, you know, go like this, and then that big gap you made disappears, and this is free dangling, and it's a hidden closure. Nobody can tell that that's how you finished it unless they're a jewelry maker. So this is pretty much it. I love this necklace now. I just had to play with it a lot. But I recommend that you guys don't give up on a design. If you're ever like fussing with it, just put it to the side. Sometimes I feel like I just need a break and come back to it later and see what I can do to change it. Before I started YouTube, I had a lot of UFOs, which stands for unfinished objects. I have a box of them. I still have not completed them. I've gone to the box several times. I don't think I'll ever complete any of it, because it was just like all those ideas were stuck in the past, and so they're all like out of my head now. And yeah, I wouldn't go back to it. But I just keep the box, and I look at the stuff every once in a while. But ever since I started YouTube, I realized I stopped doing that. I stopped unfinished projects. Every time I start a project now, I pretty much finish it. There are designs that I have started but have not got to do videos on because of things that have happened, but I will eventually get back to those projects, you know what I'm saying? So this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video here. I'm on to film another design. I cannot wait to show you guys what I have in store. It's a big project, but this is it. Please like this video, leave me a comment, subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. Make sure you click the bell button so that you get notified whenever I upload new videos, and follow me on my social media sites. I'm on Instagram, Pinterest, and X. Thanks for watching.